Alright, here I go. My bills are all due and the baby needs shoes, but I'm busted. Cotton is down to a £1/4, I'm busted. I got a cow that went dry, and you're big stack of bills that gets bigger each day. The county gonna haul my belongings away. I'm busted. I went to my brother to ask for a loan. I was busted. I hate to beg like a dog for a bone, but I'm busted. My brother said there ain't a thing I can do. My wife and my kids are all down with the flu, and I was just thinking of calling on you. I'm busted too. I don't see the point of me doing this solo. Okay. I am no thief, but a man can go wrong when he's busted. The food that we canned last summer is gone. I'm busted. The fields are all there and the cotton won't grow. Me and my family gotta pack up and go. Here I'll make a living, the Lord only knows. I'm busted. Yeah, I'm busted. That's a Harlan Howard song. I heard it off a Johnny Cash record, then I heard Ray Charles do it, and this I also heard off a Johnny Cash record. It's by Vince Matthews, not the athlete, the songwriter, and it's also about being poor. I got a lot of blues on my mind, and at least 1,000,000 miles behind me, and nothing that I got between me and Pauper's Hill is a wrinkled water dollar bill. Lake Michigan wind sure is cold, and I need me a jacket for my shoulders. I could buy one down at the surplus store, cheap cotton 12 with my wrinkled, crinkled water dollar bill. 'Cause I'm not bound, and I never will be to a wrinkled, crinkled water dollar bill. It sure smells good down at the bakery, and I stand and let the smell flood over me. They sell them day-old cakes mighty cheaply. I could eat my fill with my wrinkled, crinkled water dollar bill. Lake Michigan winds hit the beach, and I stand and let them wash at my feet. And then I throw it just as far as I can into the chill. My wrinkled, crinkled water dollar bill. 'Cause I'm not bound, and I never will be to a wrinkled, crinkled water dollar bill. All right, this song. Thanks. My name is John S. Hall. apparently cover country western songs sometimes. I also have written some songs. I've written a lot of poems, so it'll be a mix-up of things. This is one of my songs. It's called Invisible Dog. It's only one chord. My dog is invisible, but he follows me around wherever I go. He takes invisible pisses on the lawn next door, and my neighbor never knows. He takes invisible dumps on the sidewalk, and nobody sees, and nobody cares, and nobody notices when they step in it. My invisible dog, oh, my invisible dog, oh, my invisible dog. He barks and only I can hear it. He does incredible tricks that only I can enjoy. He eats invisible food that I buy at the invisible supermarket with my invisible money that I make at my invisible job, where I sit at an invisible desk, doing nothing all day. My invisible dog, my invisible dog, oh, my invisible dog, my invisible dog. When I come home, my dog wags his tail, and I love the invisible, and he showers me with invisible gifts, and I love the odor, the smell of his invisible dog breath. My dog is very, 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 very old, but when he dies, it'll be basically the same as it is now. As if he were still here with me. As if he were still here with me. All right. Thank you. So, Ryan Lever has graciously consented to accompany me while I do some stuff. We're going to do an old classic. Is that what I said? Yeah? Yeah, I did. I remember. Okay, yeah. All right. This is from the very first EP I ever had. That EP is called Fluting on the Hump. The band was called King Missile. Is called King Missile. It still exists in one form or another. Yeah. And we'll do this one. Yeah. No, you better. No, don't do that. Sensitive artist. I am a sensitive artist. I am a sensitive artist. I am a sensitive artist. Nobody understands me because I am so deep. In my work, I make allusions to books nobody else has heard, books nobody else has read, and music and art nobody else has seen. I cannot help it because I'm so much more intelligent and well-rounded than everybody in the whole universe. I stopped watching television when I was 6 months old because it was so pedestrian and stupid, and started reading books and going to recitals and art galleries. I don't go to recitals anymore because my hearing is too sensitive, and I don't go to art galleries anymore because there are people there, and I can't deal with people because they don't understand me. I stay home reading books that insult my intelligence and working on my work, which no one understands. I am sensitive. I am sensitive. I am a sensitive artist. I am a sensitive artist. I am a sensitive artist. I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive. And that's a good place to end. And then I was told, Ryan is just going to wing it, and I'm going to do some more stuff that I wrote. Some that's written down because it's recent, but this one is not written down. I was told that Excursion Cider has cheesecake, so I thought I should do that. So yeah, so it's good. I'm vegan, but you can enjoy it. I wrote this before I became vegan, so that might explain it. Whatever. So it moves kind of fast. Yeah. So then I got this idea about driving a cheesecake truck because I figured at the end of the day I could take some of the leftover cheesecake home, and I love cheesecake. So I went to the cheesecake company and they asked me if I could drive a truck, and I said yes. And they said, you're hired. So the next day I got into the truck with all the cheesecake, and I drove about a block, and I just had to have a cheesecake. So I went in the back and I opened up the truck and I took a cheesecake, and I also took one for later, and I took one to bring home, and I took one from my friend Farm Boy, and by that time he'd eaten one of the cheesecakes. And so I took an additional one. Then I decided I might as well, then it was lunchtime, so I ate 10 cheesecakes and a cheesecake for dessert. I should point out, by the way, that all of these cheesecakes were very delicious. Anyway, I decided the only thing to do would be to eat all the rest of the cheesecakes and hide the truck somewhere and leave town. And I miss everybody a lot, but I'm not really sorry because they were very delicious cheesecakes. So, that was great. Thank you, Ryan Weaver. Okay. So, no, wait, stay. I'm going to read a couple of more recent ones. I've been writing poems every day and numbering them. Every year I start at number 1. So these are just poems written in the last few months, poems or short, very short stories. The first one is poem number 1840 for the year. It was written November 17th. November 17th? This was written on Ryan's birthday. It's called A Break. It's not about you, unless you identify as female. I don't think you do you?
I don't know anymore.
Okay, it could possibly be about...
You need more voice.
I need more voice?
Yeah, louder.
Are you sure? I don't want to interrupt everyone's conversations. I'll just try to stand closer to a projector or something. It's called A Break. She wanted a break, not only in her day, but in space-time. She wanted to fall or float or sink or swim in another dimension where space was infinite and time was non-existent, where she could feel small and let go of her burdens at the bocce ball factory. She was tired of running the bocce ball factory. Why couldn't one of her siblings run the bocce ball factory? A break from the bocce ball factory and in the space-time continuum would do wonders for her mood. But she wondered if maybe all she really needed was a 3-day weekend. Okay, you keep going. This is poem 1856. It was written 2 days later. They stood next to each other, the bride beside the groom beside the bride, and got married. Then they switched clothing and switched places and got married again. Then they both dressed as grooms and got married again. Then they both dressed as brides and got married again. A few years later, they renewed their vows and got married 4 more times. One of them had often spoken about wanting to get married 9 times, but now they were wondering whether one more time would be enough. And then this one is poem 1857. 1857, Immediate Surrounding Area. Yeah, you got it. That's it. That's exactly it. The feelings could not contain themselves, and they burst out and spilled out all over and all around and caused a flood in the immediate surrounding area. And the immediate surrounding area became so flooded with feelings that it was barely recognizable. In time, the levels subsided a little. But then, more uncontainable feelings burst out and flooded the immediate surrounding area again. The new normal appeared to be that the immediate surrounding area would be flooded for an indefinite period of time. The immediate surrounding area did not seem to mind. A couple more of these, and then I'll go back to solo. Okay, this is 1874. Her cat can tell time. Her cat can tell time. She has rigged up a button to a talking clock, and when she asks Parmesan what time it is, Parmesan presses the button that is hooked up to the talking clock, and then the clock announces the time. It might have been easier for her to have gotten one of those Amazon devices. You don't have to give the Echo Dot a cat treat after it tells the time. But this way, with Parmesan, is a lot more fun. Okay. 2 more of these, then Ryan's going to get a break, and then I'm going to bother him again. Okay. This is called Their Favorite Bands. This is from, November 30th. Okay. Their Favorite Bands, poem number 1913 for this year. The cars said to the tree, "Hey tree, what's your favorite band?" The tree said, "Pavement," and then said to the pavement, "Hey pavement, what's your favorite band?" The pavement replied, "The Cars," and then asked the cars, "What's your favorite band, Cars?" The cars said, "Screaming Trees," and the tree screamed and screamed and screamed, and then all of the surrounding trees screamed until all of the leaves fell off all of the trees. Yeah, well, the last one with Ryan. Number 1934, this is, okay, now we're at this month. This is Within the Self. Stay within yourself, the instructor said, as if that's an easy place to be, as if that's a place I would want to be, as if I haven't been spending decades hoping to be freed from the bondage of self, as if there even is a self, as if the self isn't a construct of the mind, as if the illusion of separation ought to be embraced rather than dispelled. But I gave it a try, and for a short time I stayed within myself, and it turned out to be less unpleasant and fraught and less frightening than I imagined it would have been. Sometimes the self is bondage, but sometimes it's just what the doctor ordered. Thank you, Ryan, so much. The song is by Jimmy Rogers. All around the water tank, waiting for a train, 1,000 miles away from home, sleeping in the rain. I walked up to a brakeman just to give him a line of thought. He said, "If you've got money, I will see that you don't walk." Well, I haven't got a nickel, not a penny can I show. He said, "Get off your railroad bum," then he slammed the boxcar door. Oodle-lee, oodle-oo, oodle-lee, oodle-oo, oodle-lee. Well, he put me off in Texas, it's a state I dearly love. Wide open spaces all around me, moon and stars above. No, but it seems to want me, nor to lend me a helping hand. I'm on my way from Frisco, heading back to Dixieland. My pocketbook is empty, my heart is full of pain. Miles and miles away from home, waiting for a train. So I was playing that song to myself. Thanks. I haven't found a key that I can really sing it in yet, but you know, the yodel's important. So anyway, I wrote a poem. No, yeah. Well, I wrote a poem. It was 1791. It was that poem for this year, and Captain saw it and wrote music to it, and it became a song. But it was kind of like inspired by that Jimmy Rogers song. Because I was like, Well, yeah, waiting for a train. It's a nice idea. I think she might play it in her next set. She'll do it better. So just if you don't like it this time, you might like it. His favorite thing to do was waiting for a train. Go down to the depot any chance he got. Stand there or sit there waiting, just waiting. Once the train pulled into the station, didn't ever get on it 'cause he didn't have no way to go. He liked being just where he was. He liked waiting. For him it wasn't about a journey, and it wasn't about destination. It was about waiting. Maybe one day get on one of those trains, take that train as far as it'll take him. Maybe one day we'll leave his world behind. I ain't placing bets on it happening anytime soon, because every time I ever seen him, he's waiting. Because that's who he is. That's what he does. That's how it is. That's what it is. It's waiting. It's waiting. It's waiting. I might have known this. This is a Hank Cochran song. If I knew it, I forgot it. It was a hit for Patsy Cline, but after she died. Maybe one of her last hits. You can't imagine how it hurts me. You have to treat me like you do. Know that my love is just a joke to you. So I'll take it just to see it. As teardrops fall, so when you need that, give me a call. Everybody knows I'm crazy. Me this way, but I can't explain. So what else can I say? Breaks the fall. So when you need a laugh, give me a call. I'd rather gladly trade the laugh you get from making fun of me, to be around the one I love and need so desperately. So that's on me. I don't mind at all. So when you need a laugh, give me a call. So when you need a laugh, give me a call. There's another one I heard off of Ray Charles. I think W.C. Handy wrote it. Then I have a little story for you, and then maybe another song. say love, oh love, careless love. Love, careless love. Oh love, please tell me, what have I done for you to hurt all in form? I once was blind, now I see. I once was blind, now I see. I once was blind, but now I'm so glad I see that old love has made a fool of me. Oh, what a big fool I have been. I say, what a big fool I have been. Oh, big fool I have been, but I'll tell you what, I'd be all over again if I could mow like morning dove. Said if I could mow like a morning dove, if I could mow like a morning dove, I would mow for every fool in love. So I said love, careless love, love. If Ryan's around. If he's not, I'll just do another one. That's fine. Okay, this one is Lefty Frizzell. 10 years ago on a cold dark night, someone just killed me. Town hall light, there was few at the scene, but they all agreed that the siren looked a lot like me. Judge said, son, what is your alibi? If you were somewhere else, you don't have to die. I spoke not a word, though it meant my life. I had been in the arms of my best friend's wife. She looks these hips in long black mane. She visits my grave when the night winds wave. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. The scaffold is high and eternity near. She stood in the crowd. She's not a tear, but late at night, when a cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries over my bones. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wave. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Thanks. So when my child was littler, she's 17 now, when she was about 12 or 13, I wrote her a bunch of stories. This is one of the stories that I wrote. Oh yeah, there you are, Ryan. Can you come up and noodle during this one? So this story is called Frida the Fruit Salad. Frida was a fruit salad, and she was a deeply philosophical fruit salad. She sat on the dining room table, contemplating the nature of her existence. I am an amalgamation, she declared. I am made up of cherries, watermelon, grapes, strawberries, bananas, pears, apples, and pineapple. And yet, before I was put together, all of these various elements which are now me were individuals. The cherries were individuals. Isn't that right, cherries? Quite right, Frida, said one of the cherries. I was an individual cherry named Cheryl. I grew up on a tree alongside Charlie, Chumley, Charlotte, and Choo. And now we are all part of you, Frida. Indeed we are, said Choo. And here's a fun fact. Did you know that my name Choo is actually the French word for cabbage? It's true. And yet if I were actually a cabbage instead of a cherry, I would have no business whatsoever being in a fruit salad. That reminds me, said Wally, who was one of the pieces of watermelon. Tomatoes are a fruit, and yet you wouldn't put them in a fruit salad. Tomatoes would be much more at home in a vegetable salad, along with that cabbage. To clarify, said Choo, I am not a cabbage. My name means cabbage in French, but that's not the same thing. I am and have always been a cherry. Potato, said Wally, who was another piece of the watermelon, but who was also named Wally. As far as I'm concerned, you should be in a totally different salad with the potatoes, tomatoes, and tomatoes. Now wait a minute, Wally, said yet another piece of watermelon who was also named Wally. I think you're being ridiculous. If you were named Cucumber, you would still be a piece of watermelon, wouldn't you? I suppose so, said Wally. Never mind. Well, I think this is just grape, said Greg, who was one of the grapes. Me too, said Grant, another grape. I don't think there is anything graper than this moment right now. It is so grape. I agree, said Grover, who actually looked a lot like Grover, but was in fact a grape. I think this is the grapest possible moment there could ever be. At that moment, Stella the strawberry squealed. All the rest of the fruit in Frida the fruit salad turned toward her. I'm sorry, said Stella. I was suddenly poked by something and I was startled. Oh, do please pardon me, said Barry, who was a piece of banana. And before you ask, yes, all of the pieces of banana in the salad are named Barry. I do like you, Stella, very much, but I promise you I didn't mean to poke you. It's quite all right, said Stella, and I'm glad to know you like me because I like you too. I can't imagine a piece of banana I'd rather be close to. What about me, said Barry, another piece of banana. I'm sorry, said Stella, but I prefer this berry right here to you. Perhaps you can find another strawberry. There are plenty of them in this salad. Okay, said Barry a little glumly. He really liked Stella too. Suddenly a piece of pear named Pamela spoke up. It is apparent that two different pieces of banana are fond of you, Stella. What is your secret? Stella giggled and may have turned a bit redder than she already was. I don't have a secret. Maybe these two berries both like me because they are part of the same banana. That's probably it, said Barry, a third part of the banana because I like you too. Whereas I, said Abe, who was part of an apple, I like you, but not that way. I just think you're kind of cool. Three other apple pieces, all of whom were also named Abe, stated that they also found Stella to be cool, but not the type of fruit that they would be interested in romantically. Peter, who was a piece of pineapple, piped up and said, this is a somewhat prickly situation for all of the various banana pieces. I'm afraid somebody's feelings will be hurt. Peter was a very sensitive pineapple piece. I'm a bit concerned that this salad won't be as delicious as it could be if all of the berries are interested in Stella. I had the same thought, said Frida, and that's why I'd like to follow up on what Stella said and make some introductions. Barry, this is Stacy, and Barry, this is Strenna. Hi, Stacy, said Barry, who was quite pleased to meet Stacy. Stacy said hi back. The feeling was mutual. "Hi, Strenna," said Barry. "What an interesting name, Strenna. I've never heard it before." Barry was also quite pleased, as was Strenna. "What about me?" said Barry, "a fourth piece of banana. And before you introduce me to a female strawberry, I'd like to point out that that's not what I don't think that's what I'm looking for." "Well, in that case," said Frida, "Barry, I'd like you to meet Stanley." Frida went on to introduce several more pieces of banana to strawberries, and after having done so, Frida felt like a much more settled salad. "Let me say this," said Frida. "When we were first tossed together, I have to admit, I wondered whether we would get along, but I can tell now that we are an excellent salad. I am an excellent salad." All of the various pieces of fruit then joined together and sang, "I am an excellent salad. I am an excellent salad. I am an excellent salad." Then Frida sang, "I am an excellent salad. Nobody understands how I can be so sweet. In my bowl I have cherries, watermelons, grapes, strawberries, bananas, pears, apples, and pineapple. We all get along because we all want the same thing. We stopped being solely individuals and each became part of a single salad. We don't think of ourselves as separate anymore. We are all together in the salad bowl. We are excellent." The salad sang one more course of excellent salad and then took a nap. While the salad slept, it was partially eaten and the rest was put in Reginald, the refrigerator, which was a good thing as it was a warm day and Frida would not have lasted long on the table. Frida chilled out in Reginald, the refrigerator, and was very happy to be there. She had a cool and excellent evening. Thanks again to Brian Wheeler. That was a tough one. It was longer than I realized. You did great. If I have time, I'll do one or two more songs, but I'm not sure if I do. Let me check.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
I do? Okay.
John S. Hall.
Okay, what do I want to do to end with? Okay. Yeah, that would be a disaster.
There it goes. And where are you?
This isn't enough. Okay. This is another song I wrote a couple of months ago. I think it's around 1700 or something. It's called Later On. I don't know, probably Leaving on a Jet Plane inspired. Later on, I'll be flying. Don't start crying. Gotta say goodbye. Later on, I'll be in the air, going somewhere. Yeah. Later on, I'll be gone, but then I will see you again, and I will miss you, my friend. Later on, I'll be gone. I'll be gone. But then I'll be back again, and I will miss you, my friend. Later on, I'll be in the air, going somewhere. Yeah. Later on, I'll be flying. Don't start crying, gotta say goodbye. to finish with a Roger Miller song because I love Roger Miller, if that's all right with you. So when Roger Miller sings this song, he explains that it's about a boy who just loves a woman so much that so a man who loves a woman so much, not a boy who loves a woman, that whenever he wants to tell her, he just can't. Right? So words get mixed up. It goes like this. Bright moon, tragically one by through. Around and up to, that's why I love you so much, that's why I love you like I do. Bluebird winging partly full, some say churl, say so, that's why I love you so much, that's why I love you like I do. Other words, there are no words to say how much I care. Every time I start to tell you, words come to my throat, but they stick there. Bright moon, tragically one by through, around and up to. That's why I love you so much. That's why I love you like I do. Other words, there are no words to say how much I care, but every time I try to tell you, words come to my throat, but they stick there. Bright moon, drifting one by through, round up to. That's why I love you so much. That's why I love you like I do. Catherine Lewis will be up again soon. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Excursion Ciders is wonderful. Thank you so much. Have some cheesecake.